All right, welcome back to Better Kansas City. Now, during the holidays, we tend to naturally load up our plates with all kinds of great food. We often overdo it with the eating, which can cause some very unpleasant issues like heartburn and acid reflux. Dr. Scott Holmes from St. Joseph Medical Center joins us now to share what that can mean if you're dealing with symptoms like this. Doc, thank you for joining us. And we're talking specifically about GERD today. I'm a little bit familiar with it, but fill me in a little bit more. What do I need to know about GERD? What is it, and what do I need to know about it? Yeah.
So first of all, GERD is just reflux disease, so gastroesophageal reflux disease.
So when stuff comes back up?
Yeah, so acid's made in your stomach to help you digest food. It's supposed to stay in the stomach. It's not supposed to come up in your esophagus. When it does come up in your esophagus, it causes the symptoms of GERD. Typical symptoms include a burning sensation in your chest, so-called heartburn, and also acid regurgitation, so you can actually taste the acid in the back of your mouth. Those are the classical symptoms of GERD.
Okay. Now, can sometimes those symptoms be mistaken for other things? Is this a common thing where people get that heartburn and they think it's more of like a cardiovascular or a heart attack issue?
Correct, yeah. So those are the classical symptoms of GERD, but it can also present various other ways. It can just present with a hoarse voice, or chest pain that you think is actually your heart, or it can be a chronic cough, or even just nausea or a little, abdominal discomfort on the right side. There's lots of different ways that this can present, and kind of teasing that out is important, because obviously you don't want to miss a heart attack, but also there's potentially bad complications from untreated GERD. Yeah,
and talk a little bit about that too. If we have these symptoms, we end up having GERD, but we don't treat them, what can then that lead for down the road?
Yeah, so untreated GERD, first of all, it's very common. It affects about 20% of the population.
Wow.
So it's one of the most common diseases that I see as a gastroenterologist. We have very good treatment for it. But if you're left untreated, it can lead to strictures in the esophagus, or narrowing in the esophagus, that can cause you to have difficulty swallowing, food getting stuck. But the most worrisome potential complication is development of Barrett's esophagus, which is a precancerous lesion, or actually even cancer of the esophagus.
Yeah, and is it so, I mean, that acidity of those fluids is supposed to be in your stomach, and your stomach is designed to hold on to that, right?
Correct.
But once that gets out of your stomach lining and into those organs that don't have that protection, that's when it becomes problematic.
Correct, yeah. The lining of your stomach is made up of certain type of cells, and those are specifically designed to withstand, the acid that's supposed to be there. The cells in your esophagus cannot handle that, so when that acid comes up there, they get irritated, they get inflamed. That's what drives the symptoms, and then ultimately can progress into, the precancerous or cancerous lesions.
So we think we have it, we come in to see you, we get diagnosed with it, then what are the treatment options that you would prescribe?
Yeah, so, pretty much everybody gets talked about dietary and lifestyle measures. Sometimes they're beneficial, sometimes they're not. People that are overweight or obese have a lot of extra pressure there. It can cause that acid to come up. So we talk about weight loss. Smoking is a really bad risk factor.
Oh, yeah.
So that smoking dries out your mouth. Your saliva is kind of a natural protection. It goes down there, and it's basic, and it hits the acid and neutralizes it. So that's another thing we talk about. Certain food choices. So overeating stuffs that stomach full of food, and the acid floats to the top, and it's more likely to come up there. Eating close to dinner time, to bedtime, the food stays in there. You lay down, you lose the effect of gravity, and it starts coming up in there. And then also certain foods like some of the good ones that we like around the holidays, caffeine, alcohol, and chocolate all reduce the tightness of that sphincter. So you have a tight junction between your esophagus and stomach, and it's supposed to keep the acid in the stomach where it's supposed to be. But those things can make it relax and worsen heartburn.
Okay,
so
interesting.
After lifestyle stuff, we talk about medications. We have several different medical options. Some people don't like to take chronic medications, or they have refractory GERD, and so there's actually lots of cool different surgical approaches that we can do. A new procedure coming out that we do at the hospital, or it's actually been out for a while, called the LINX procedure. It puts some tight beads, titanium beads, around the end of your esophagus, and it helps close that junction, and people do very well with that. So we got lots of different treatment options for these people.
All right, well, Dr. Holmes, we appreciate your time here this morning. I sure learned way more about GERD than I ever thought I would know, so thank you for being here. For more information, you can call 816-943-4799 or go online to stjosephkc.com.